Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to my brother, His Excellency Dr. Hashim Muhammad Farid, President of the Cambodia University Management and Technology. My senior, His Excellency General Lalai, Secretary of State, Ministry of Culture and Religion. His Excellency Dr. Selis Nazi, Rector of Cambodia University of Management and Technology, and fellow students. Now, before I begin, let me give you some tips before we begin. When you want to study, and because the lecture is too long, you get to be tired and sleepy. So this is what you need to do. If you can follow me, you take your hand like this. Come. And then slap 10 times. Okay. Let's do together. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then put your hand together like this. And slap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That will make you wake up, and also that will help you if you have headache. This is scientific proof by Chinese medicine. And the other tip that I want to give you, since you are a student, you will have a long lecture. If you want to go to the toilet and you cannot hold it anymore, push this thumb to your hand. Okay. This is what I learned in universities. So that is first tip that I give for your students. Okay. Now let me start by thanking the principal, my brother. I call him Ustad. I never call him doctor, but for inviting me for this event, which I find it timely and beneficial to both the students and the educators to understand better on how we can help this country grow in becoming a learned society. I must acknowledge the effort made by Dr. Farid and his team that made these universities and encourage especially our Muslim communities to come and study other than Muslim religion, other than Islam. I think it is obvious that before I came here, since 2019, when we visited this community, all I can hear is that when we ask the children and the parents always say that they want their son and daughter to become only Ustad and Ustazah. This is a great milestone for you, doctor, and I congratulate you, and I must congratulate to all of them, because now they have the courage to go beyond that. Now everyone have a story to tell, and everyone have their own script. Some are bad, some are good, but we need to know. There are some people want to tell the story so people can become guidance to them, but some just do not want to tell. For today, I will tell you my part of the story, how I become what I am now, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Now, before I begin the actual presentation, let me just give you 3 things that you need to bear in mind. Next. Okay, so the first thing is you have to have an open eye. Open your eye and open your mind. This is where, open your eye and open your mind. When you listen to my lecture, you need to have an open mind, because I will not be very diplomatic about it. I will be very frank, and I need you to open with your mind, open with your heart, open with your eyes. Of course, you need to open, you need to see the slides. Then you have to have your creative thinking. You need to think beyond outside of the box. You see, when we have some presentation or some new items that comes into you or into your subject matter, you need to think creatively. You cannot just take it as it is, because when you were given some task, it is not only the task you need to accomplish, but the other things as well. And the third, you have to accept the truth. The truth means that you need to understand and accept what you have right now and what you're going to have after this. You need to accept the truth that at the moment we are the minorities. We need to accept the truth at the moment we are still at the below level where people do not accept us. We need to accept that. And how do you accept that? You need to improve yourself. So this lecture is to guide you on how to improve. You have to approve what I said, and then you have to improve on yourself. Right? Now next, thinking process are totally different from older generation and the younger generation. The old school of thought teaches us about a lot of experience. The younger generation taught us about how to be fast. You know? And the traditional way of learning for older generation is always rigid and is constructed. There are many examples that I can give you, but there are 3 examples that I want you to take. The first is a thinking process. Now for us, older generation, we like to take it slow and steady. We like to think a lot. We have to have a lot of meetings. We have to have a lot of discussion. That's why during our time, many decisions are not made. Many decisions are made wrong. But then again, you know, when you have this, you need to also have this slow and steady, because when you have this kind of time, you then have to have a lot of plan A and plan B. We need to have an establishment on what we should do and what we should not do before we execute an objective. If you compare to the younger generation, they are fast and furious. They always want to have fast result. They do not want to wait. They really does not want to wait on anything. There is a prime example that we have. You know, if a man or a boy is drowned under turbulence of water, and you have a ship with all old generation, when the action needs to be made is to save the boy, the older generation, we just have decide to discuss and wait. We only have to discuss and for meeting and how do we save the boy, and as a result the boy drowned. But for the younger generation, if they are in a ship with all younger generation and the boy is drowning, they just act quickly, they just jump. But then again, the consequences are there. If you just jump without any precaution or any plan A and plan B, you might drown together with the boy. So you have to have give and take. You have to have both older generation school of thought and younger generation school of thought. That is how we survive in this world. If you only have older generation, not all people all are clever. Some of us are also dumb. Not all young generation are dumb. Some of them are also clever. So have this thought on the subject matter. And traditional myth, when you study, the way that we study hard. We always refer on books. During our time, we don't have internet, we don't have phones, so we only rely on books. Library is our mantra. Our second home is our library. We always have group discussion. We always have physical meetings. We have to go and see actually people to have meetings. We have to have tutorial. We need to go and see the teachers for tutorial. The younger generation, they study smart because you have smartphones. You don't need to go to the actual place. You can always study online. You can always do this and reverse everything on your smartphone or your iPad. And you study smart. But then again, information during our time is very limited. Information during your time is big. So use it wisely. Yeah. Okay, next. Now this is the chronology of your success. The day you were born, you are already a champion. You have fought 100 millions of embryo, and you stay in your mother's womb for 9 months, and you go out, you become a champion. You are already a champion. Each and every one of you are already a champion. Please remember that. And during this period, you are protected. During your baby time, you are protected by your parents, loved by your parents and your grandparents. So in this time, you don't have responsibilities. Responsibilities is on your parents. Then when you go up, so from 7 years old, or from baby to 7 years old, then the responsibility still grows. But still, you do not have your responsibility. You are still a baby. The responsibility is handled by your parents, your grandparents, your siblings. But this is crucial time for you guys, because this is where you learn how to walk, you learn how to talk, you learn how to poo, and you always act cute. So this is still not your responsibility. Then you go up to 7 to 17 years old. Now then becomes the educator responsibility. You have your parents' responsibility, your grandparents' responsibilities, your teachers' responsibilities, your siblings, and your friends. This is where you have still you don't have actually your own responsibility, because you have all this category to make sure that you are successful. You have your teachers who teach you how to have new things. You learn new things in schools. You learn how to have girlfriend. You learn how to have boyfriend. You learn how to have groups. You learn how to have open an account, Facebook, TikTok, wherever. But it all depends on them. Now this period, 7 to 17 years old. How old are you guys? How old? Berapa umur? 18 years old, okay. 18 to 19. 17 years old is very critical, and I tell you why. Because from this age, from 17 to 18, is a life changer. If you survive 17 years old, I think you can start with 18 successfully. Now after 18 onwards, now that is your responsibility. There's no more teacher responsibility. There's no more parent responsibility. It's your own. You are you on your own. You want to be whatever you want to be is on your own. You must have a plan. By your age right now, you must have a plan. I guess when you are here, you already have a plan, because you have chosen your subject matter, and from there, you will grow to it. Now from here, let me tell you a story. How I get where I am now. 17 years old, changed my life. I made a promise to my wife and my parents not to share this story to my children. They made me promise, don't tell this to your boys, because I don't want them to follow you. That was the advice, and I stick to it. I did not tell my boys about this story. Now I can tell. My boy is there, and he's already 21 years old, and he is in the university right now. So now I can tell him, right? So I was a naughty boy. I was a naughty boy. And I pick up my character as a naughty boy since 7 years old, because I was taken care of by my grandfather. I was a rich kid. I was a spoiled kid. I was lavish with money. I have no respect for others, and that thing goes from 7 years old up to 10 years old, from public school to high school. And then when you are on high school, then I created a group. 16 years old and 17 years old, I created a group. You can consider us as a gangster. I like bullying students. We harass students very much. We extort people for money. And when we were on 16 years old, I lead a gang to beat up a 17 years old group. So I'm 16 years old with 16-year-old group, go to 17 years old, and we beat them up. So that is how bad I am. So I live my life with this kind of principle of gangsterism, that nobody can touch us. Study, I always pass my study. And you know how I pass my study? Because I harass my student, my peer, and ask them to do my exam, and ask them to do my assignment. That is how I pass my study. But then when the lecturer caught me, then we can never do that anymore. Then the result, I do not know how you do your result, but in Malaysia the result is very simple. If you pass, your color of your mark is blue. If you fail, the color of your mark is red. So we have this book that we need to present every month to your parents. And because I have read after we were caught, all the book records are read. What we do is we buy another book record, and then we just duplicate the signature and put all blue. And that is how I survive. This is how I survive in school. But then again, at the age of 17, you have this compulsory exam. Public school have compulsory exam, which you need to pass. If you don't pass, you cannot continue to universities. You just can't do it. And at that time, of course I failed. But this time around, the principal said, maybe this time I'll call your parents. Never before the principal decided to call parents, but this time let me call your parents. Of course, when you want to call the parents, everybody got scared, Now, boys and girls, during your time, if any teachers try to touch you or try to harass you, your parent will come and sue the teacher. Your parent will come and make noise. They even go to the public. During my time, if you make trouble, the parent will beat you up. The parent will slap you and smack you, and then go to school and ask the teacher to smack you in front of the parents. Because this is how we discipline students during our time. So parents and teachers gang up together to discipline the student. You guys, parents, do not gang up with teachers. Your parents gang up with you to beat the student, to beat up the teachers. During my time, no. The parents and the teachers will beat up us. So we were scared. The parent needs to come. And then we tried to persuade the principal. I said, just give us the result. We give this to the parents. And they said, no. This time around, I want to see your parents. So we were prepared to get beaten by our parents at that time. And I can still remember what the principal said. He said to us, it's now or never. He said, it's now or never. I believe you will be good one day when you are ready. This is what the principal told me at 16 years old, going for 17 years old. So my parents came. Of course, they got shocked with the result. And I was prepared to be beat up by my parents. So does the rest of the group. But to my surprise, my father did not beat me up. Even though my father has martial arts, and he also had his own group. So what he did, he said thank you so much to the principal, and then he just bring me home. He bring me to the car. And while we were in the car, I was thinking, what would be the best reason for me to say that I failed this job, this exam. I don't have any reason at all. But then my father just kept quiet. He went and said, we went to supermarket at the parking lot. We waited at the parking lot, and I don't know why. So I thought my father want to dump me at the supermarket or beat me up in front of the public. But we just waited at the parking lot until one person, a drug addict, came to us, knocked on the door, on the windshield, and asked, "Can I clean your car? Can I clean your car?" And my father said, "How much?" He said, "For windshield is 2 ringgit. If the whole car is 5 ringgit. And my father said, okay, you can clean the car. So while he was taking the water and the cloth, he put the cloth on the car. The cloth is very dirty, and the water is also very dirty. So my dad saw that. So my dad said, open the glove box. He asked me to open the glove box in the car. So I opened the glove box. There's a clean white cloth. And he said, okay, you go out and you give to this man this cloth. So I opened and I went to the other side and give him the cloth. Then come back, he locked the door. He locked the door. So I said, why do you lock the door? I said, I already given the white cloth to the guy. And then he opened the window to this drug addict and said, you do half of this car with the dirty cloth, and my son will do another half on the right side. And I said, why should I clean this car? It is not my job. Then my father said, this will be your job if you don't study. This will be your job when you fail your exam. And it strikes me to the heart and said, shit, I never thought of this way. I never thought that I will be like this drug addict if I don't study, right? So I said to my father, okay, I understand. Can I come in now? He said, no, you clean the car. So I end up cleaning the car with the drug addict. So that is the lesson learned from me, that I started then to embrace that, oh, I think I need to study, I do not want to end up like this. Then make you start thinking, what should I do? Then I decide to study. Then again, boys and girls, when you decide to study, your first day of school, when you decide to study, you have a group of gangsters who are behind you. They do not want to study, but you want to study. So you can imagine how difficult it is for me to start, because I don't have a peer that help. So it is very important for you, if you have this kind of a story, the hijrah that you made is very important. The sacrifice that you made is very important. Remember, what you do is you do for yourself, then your parents. If you do it only for your parents, then there's no satisfaction on your side. So this is where I began to study. I fight my own gang. I created my new gang, a good gang. I become a good citizen. I open up martial art class. I become good at martial art, and I teach martial arts. So this is where I begin my journey, from 17 years old to 18 years old. Yeah? Okay. Now let's go to what you need to do. I give you 5W on what you need to do when you are 18 years old. When you are here, you already decide your subject matter. I do not know whether you choose your subject or your parents choose your subject for you. But whatever it is, you need to know 5W. First is what? What is your target? I always believe in think big and dream big. Here is the way that our brain works is that we have to program it to work. First you have to think. You have to dream. You have to dream. You have to dream big, what you want to be. You want to be a millionaire? You want to be a businessman like Ustaz Farid? You want to be a model? You want to be actor, actress? You want to be a K-pop? Dream about it. After you dream about it, you think about it. After you dream, you think. After you think about it, you write it down, what you want to be. Now, boys and girls, you need to dream big means you don't target very low. I want to sell insurance. That's very low. I want to be a minister. That's high. I want to be a minister, prime minister, foreign minister. I want to be a successful CEO. That's high. Because you can do it. If you dream long enough, you think strong enough, and you write it down, your brain start to function. Your brain start to work. And he said, look, this is what this body needs. This body wants to be a businessman. then your brain will work towards your body and anatomy. Then automatically, then you will start to do it. It's important for you to find what you want at the age of 18, because if you go above 18, then it's a bit too late for you. 18 is where your brain is still young, your body is still strong. You need that compassion, you need that passion to do it, you need the strength, you need the energy to do it. Then you go for who to find. After you know what is your target, you find who is the one that you want to refer to. You can refer to Ustaz Farid, Dr. Farid. You can refer to General Alai or Nazi. You can even refer to me, depending on what you want. Have someone to become your mentor. And boys and girls, do not only put your horizon in Cambodia. Go beyond Cambodia, go outside. You guys have the ability, you have the facility. Mentor can be physical, mentor can be virtual. You can have mentor like whoever. You can have mentor like Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You can also have him as a mentor. You can have Said Bukhari, you can have anyone, President Biden, whoever that you want, Donald Trump, depending on what you want. See, you have that vision and you can have them as a mentor, because when you go and refer them as a mentor, then you have a target. Once you have a target, once you have the mentor, go ahead and pursue with that, because internet and Mr. Google is always by your side. So when you search up for this person, they always have their biography, their YouTubes and whatnot. Then have that as your mentor. Now, you have university like this as well as it's good for you to find or form a group. I do not know whether you have a group or not. I like to have a group even when I was 16 years old. It's good if you have a group, the sisters and the brother, if you have same common interest, form a group. Now, what is the difference between the successful people and non-successful people? Depends on your group. If you want to be rich, have a group with the rich people. If you want to be intellectual or intelligent, have a group where everybody is intelligence. If you have a group where everybody is dumb, then your group is dumb. If you have a group where everybody is gangster, then you become a gangster. This is the principle of life. If you want to have intellectual or intelligent, form a group where everyone is intelligent. If you want to be rich, form a group where everyone is rich or wants to be rich. This is what I do, and this is what you should do. From now onwards, you must form a group. You must find a group. I can understand you have your own group, study group. Study group, not going to work. BFF, not going to work. BFF is not going to give you money. BFF is not going to give you all whatever fame you want. Form an actual group. Now, in this as well, I'm not encouraging you to have girlfriend or boyfriend, because whatever I say or whatever I do not say, it is Mother Nature that boyfriend will find a girlfriend. But at this time, at this age, including my son, I always tell him, you can put aside a bit on boyfriend and girlfriend. Study first. Study first, have your career, then when you have a career, then you can find a boyfriend and girlfriend. And nowadays, boyfriend don't find girlfriend. Now girlfriend find boyfriend. And I was very sad, doctor, to see the result that we have. There is more women entrepreneur than men entrepreneur. If you look at universities, especially in Malaysia, there are more girl student than boy student. Boy wants to be Grab. They like to do Grab. They want fast money. I want to do Grab. Grab food, Grab this, Grab that. I want to become DJ, I want to become that. But the girls, they want to be accountant, they want to be online businessman, businesswoman and whatnot. Here also the same. So, come on, boys. Okay, where to start? University is a good place to start. If you want to form a group, if you want to find wisdom, university is a good place to start. Don't be shy to your educators. I don't know how your relation with Dr. Farid and Dr. Nazi, but don't be shy. Go up to them, talk to your teachers. Make your teachers your friend. And of course the teachers, make the student your friend as well. You know, I think this is the bridge that you need to have. You need to settle this now. If you have that kind of barrier, then the student won't study. The student won't ask you anything. Same as the teachers. If you have created that barrier, then you cannot convey what you want to the student. The student will just yawn, or just look at the phone, or look at or whatever they want to look at, because they are not interested. Be their friends. The teacher must take them as a friend, or take them as your sister or your brother. Same like the student. The student, you must approach the teacher. The teachers do not know your problem until you tell them. Don't tell your problem to your peers, because your peers also do not know how to advise. You know, research has shown that when you talk to your peers, 60% of the result was suicide. 60% of result getting advice from your peers, from your friend, is suicide. That is why it's important for us as educators to teach the younger generation to talk to you. You know, you cannot have that destination of I'm the ambassador, this is my staff, you must have a gap. If I do that, nothing will work. Same like you cannot have a gap, because there's only one place that they can rely on, you. If they cannot talk to their parent, they have to talk to the teachers. That's how it is. If you isolate that, then it's going to be a problem for them. So university is a good place for you to start to form a group. I emphasize in forming a group because I believe if you form a group, you have more brains, you have more eyes, you have more mouth, and everybody can decide, and everybody can have a plan, and everybody can execute. Yeah. Then when to do it? Do it today. Do it after this. After my lecture, form a team. I want to see. After my lecture, go and find whatever you have a friend, form a group, WhatsApp group, Telegram group, whatever it is. Have that in your mind, you know. You have to move now. You cannot wait, because if you wait, there's billion of 18-year-old who already done it yesterday. You only done it today. So if you want to form today, okay? And then the last one is why. Why you do it? Why not? Why you do it? Why not? Because it is your life. I'm talking about your life. I'm not talking about your teacher's life. I'm not talking about your parents' life. It's about your life. There is still time for you to change. If you don't like your subject, change now. If you don't like whatever you're doing, change now. If you are here because your parents said so, change now. You have the ability to talk to your parents. Get advice from your parent. Don't fight your parent, but talk to your parent. This is not what I want. I want to be this, but this is not what I want. My first son, when I asked him what do you want to be and what subject matter that you want to take, the first thing he said, I want to take psychology. During my time, psychology was not even a subject matter. Psychology was something that alien to me. There was not even a job. But he made the right choice. When he made that decision, there was never a job on psychologist. But when he graduated, psychology is a demand in this country. Psychologist is in demand in the world. Same like my son, what he wants to be, second boy. He take business and management. But even taking business and management, he already have the idea of opening up a business. During my time, I don't even have an idea of opening up anything. I only open Facebook account. But my son, even before getting into university, he already have a group, and they said, Dad, I want to form a business. I have this idea with the group and I want to study. So he studied because he already has a target. So this is how you should do. Don't listen to your, I'm not saying it because it's recorded, but don't listen to your parent because this is your future. Don't let your parent dictate on your future because you are the one who's going to study. If you want to be a businesswoman, be it. If you want to be a businessman or hairdresser, be it. If you want to be a dancer, be it. But be good at it. Be good at it. If you want to be a dancer or a model or a fashion designer, be good at it. Target high so you can go for international arena. If you have that, if you're good at it, then you can do it. What you need to know today is today you have to decide. If this is your subject matter, proceed. If this is what you like, you proceed. If this is what you don't like, you don't proceed. You must go back and think what you want to be. Think big. Don't think like you want to be a Grab driver. You don't need university scholarship or degree to become a Grab driver. You must have that passion to go. You must have that drive that you have to go up and even higher. Yeah. Now, before I end my presentation, remember when you are sleepy, do this. Before I end my presentation, I leave you with these two advice. I believe that there are only two things you need to have in becoming a successful person, and that is called progress and passion. Let me just refer to the boys. Progress and passion. I always refer to the girls. Hair designer, yes, hair designer, fashion designer, blah blah blah. Now, what is progress and passion? I'll give you an example. You want to be a bodybuilder, or you want to be a MMA fighter. To be a MMA fighter, you need to have martial arts. You must have big bodies. So if you are skinny like this, if you want to be an MMA fighter, what you need to do is register to gym, buy protein, see your progress, transformation of your body. That is called progress. If you are 60 kilogram this month, next month target 65 or 62 kilogram. That is progress. What is your passion? Passion is you want to be the greatest MMA fighter. That's your passion. If you have your passion and your progress in line, then you can make it. Whatever you want to do in this world, you must have progress. Every day you must have progress. If today you said I read one book, tomorrow I read another book, then there's progress. But what is your passion? If your passion is to become a businessman, look it up, hook it up. You must have that strength. You must have the ability to do it. Try selling something. Try selling online. You have Khmer 24. You have Facebook online. Try. You need to try. If you don't try, you don't know. So progress. Progress for your passion. And the last thing that you need to know is stay hungry. You know, in life, when you do, what makes you strive? What makes you be alerted 24 hours? When you are hungry, when it is on the survival mode, when everybody put a knife on your head, on your neck, or a dog behind you, you will run like crazy, right? And if everybody push you to the floor, to the wall, it's already mode of survival, and you need to do it. You need to take it out. You need to push back. So have that in your mind. If you stay hungry, if you state your mood is mood of survival, you can do better. That is how I work. That is how I survive in this world. From a naughty boy with a gangster background, I become what I am now. Of course, because of my parents, because of my friends. So you have to choose your friends. You can't choose your parent, but you have to choose your friends. And I hope that a cup of thought will inspire you to become someone that you want to be one day, inshallah. With that, I end my speech. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.